thing that you, I think, really bring to the table is knowing what works in the real world. And then knowing how to impart that to somebody else so they can do it and use it and get, a very fast result.
Want to take a few minutes here, have you share your experiences working with me going through the 90-day pipeline.
Organizational consultant, CEO and founder of Holzman & Company, a kind of a 7-figure consultancy that works with CEOs, business leaders, and HR executives at, names of, Fortune 100, Global 2000, FTSE 100 companies that everybody would know. And we're known for something called the real work process. And so I've been in the field for 25 years. I have personally developed 25,000 leaders globally. Got a bunch of degrees in the field, Cornell, Columbia, and Harvard. I taught leadership at Harvard and Columbia. I have a global faculty of 13 people. And I think one of the reasons I'm so excited to kind of give this testimonial is that I have truly been developed by some of the greats in the world. So I've been very lucky to have luminaries in the field of leadership and organizational development really take me under their wing. At Harvard, I've had a very unusual access to them. When I was a martial arts competitor, I was trained by Olympians, and one guy who was in the Hall of Fame of Taekwondo in Korea was world champion. And so I know I can recognize greatness in people in different fields and people who are great at developing others and what they're very good at. And so that's why I'm so happy to give this testimonial, because I think you're right up there with all those guys. The source of the problem for me was just the ability to generate a steady stream of leads, because as a concept, without a steady stream of leads, you can't have a larger pool of clients. And then I was dependent on too few clients. So then if one went down, it really had a big impact. What helped me do it was, one, you had a clear process. So like doing these annoying exercises, but there's a method to the madness, you know what I mean? And then getting the one-on-one coaching with you, that combination of things, you got to put the work in, as the kind of receiver of this wisdom. But then you bring those things together, and then boom, it comes together, and you have something that's distinctive, and you feel really good about it. Like it's inspiring, it's enabling, it's confidence building, it's strengthening, it's all of that. Like in a 30-minute coaching call, I'm already in a different place, right after that coaching call every single time. It's not just, oh, you're listening to me and we're chatting. It's not like that at all. It's like you're processing what I'm saying and you're helping me get to a better place after every single one of those things. You're very strategic in your thinking, but you're also very practical on how do you actually execute this? What do you actually do? So, what's good is you could just tell us what to do. So you're not going to tell us what to think. You're not going to tell us the signature process. But in terms of implementing this, it's like you know what works. You can just tell us to do it. We'll just follow it. That's also very refreshing. And so now I look back at it and I go, man, it's possible I may end up having less conversations than I had before. But those conversations will be 10 times more likely to turn into a new client. And I'd rather do 10% of the work and get 10 times the value. And I think that's what this will enable. So now thousands of people can watch this video, and I think my network has increased by 1,000 people on LinkedIn in the last 45 days. I think sometimes the flaw with consultants is you get used to doing everything yourself. You think sometimes you can and you have to. I considered not working with you. I considered delaying it. I considered putting you on the back burner. Let me try this other firm that I signed up with first, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm so glad I didn't do something stupid, but you only know that in hindsight. So I guess for anybody who's listening, if you're on the fence right now, so I'm like, a few months ahead of you right now. If I if I had stayed on the fence, knowing what I know now, which was like, it's impossible, right? But like, I would really regret it. I would have lost out tremendously. And you'll never know it until you do it. But, you know it from somebody who's already a few months into this now. And you won't regret it, and you will regret it if you don't do it.